The views expressed are not those of local community broadcasting, WYML LP, or its management, volunteers, or underwriters. Greetings and welcome to the Personal Safety Show. This is Marcus Melnick from Firearm Mentor and Stress to Logic, your host. And today we're going to be talking about a major event that's occurring or that occurred this week in Las Vegas. That event is called SHOT Show. And SHOT Show is sponsored by the NSSF, or the National Shooting Sports Foundation. And it is the biggest, largest, baddest, meanest show or expo for the firearms industry. It is a dream of mine to go, although some dreams come true, some dreams haven't come true yet. So we are hopeful that perhaps in the future I can attend and report from there. My area of expertise is self-defense, the law, although I'm not an attorney, and as not an attorney, I cannot give legal advice. I can give good advice, but it is not considered legal advice. And one of the areas of expertise that I have is handguns. So I want to talk about some of the new products that were revealed at this year's SHOT Show, but keep in mind that not all of these are available in Illinois due to PICA. The first one I want to talk about is the Walther PDP Match steel frame 5-inch handgun. PDP stands for Personal Defense Pistol, and these originally were made in multiple different ways, different configurations, and it was primarily made in polymer. Now there is a steel version. Now, fasten your seatbelts because the stock price is just under $1,900. It's a lot of money for a handgun. And basically, it's the latest striker action handgun from Walther, specializing for duty and everyday carry. Now, I'm going to give you an opinion. I love the firearm. I've shot the polymer version. But with a 5-inch barrel, it is not good for concealed carry. They may be saying it's good for open carry states, but also as a duty weapon, it's just a little bit too long. I just happen to know that from sitting in a vehicle with a 6-inch barrel way early on in my career, and the gun was so big it would push my belt up and was extremely uncomfortable. I had to go to a smaller pistol or smaller revolver at the time. That's how old I am. So it comes with 3 18-round magazines. Guess what? That means it is not available in Illinois. I don't know if there's a 10-round option. Barrel length is 5 inches. The weight is 2.5 pounds. It is a heavy gun. The sights that come up with it are 3-dot, and it does have an optic mount adapter plate, and the firearm is in black. So that is the first gun that I just wanted to make everybody aware of. Another firearm that you can get in Illinois is a Ruger Super Blackhawk. That's their super heavy duty revolver that they use for hunting, in 22 Hornet, which is also 22 Magnum. Now it looks like a snub-nosed gun with a barrel stuck on the inside. It's a goofy looking firearm, but for those of you who like 22 Magnum, again, it is not an inexpensive gun. The MSRP is around $1,500. Holy cow. So it has a triple locking cylinder. It's locked into the frame at the front, the rear, and the bottom for more positive alignment with the barrel and dependable operation. And there's a durable, corrosion-resistant stainless steel material. It's strong, extended frame with extra material in the top strap, sidewalls, barrel, and mounting. And it comes with a Hogue Tamer monogrip. Now, I had one of those monogrips on a snubby, and it's a great grip. The snubby was a little too powerful, or a little too lightweight for me, so I ended up not using it. And this monogrip has an internal recoil cushion. It's positioned under the web of the hand, and it helps reduce the impact of powerful loads. Now, 22 Magnum is not that super duper powerful, meaning the recoil would be pretty minimal on it. It does come with replaceable high-vis front sights and an adjustable rear sight, and there is a transfer bar mechanism for the hammer to strike the firing pin. which is a safety feature. So that is another option that you can get coming in the coming months. It does hold 8 rounds. Now, this is an interesting one. Daniel Defense, which typically makes AR-15s and AR-15 platforms, has come out with a $1,300 Daniel H9. And this is a futuristic looking firearm. It basically defines pistols at a whole new level. The ergonomics and pointability of the 1911, so the grip angle is 1911, has easy shooting and maintenance of a striker-fired pistol, low bore axis, reduces recoil and muzzle flip for faster, more accurate follow-up shots, and it's modular. So you can have a 1911 style straight back trigger with a safety blade. It provides precision, control, and safer operation. There's ambidextrous controls, so for all you lefties out there, you can certainly use this right or left-handed. And the frame is aluminum, or it's aircraft-grade aluminum. It's light but durable, and it's very quality. There's 100% satisfaction guarantee from Daniel Defense, which is a super high-quality firearms manufacturer. The grip panels are textured. They're G10. You can replace them with rubber, or I always tell people, don't put Punisher logos on it. Don't put skulls and crossbones and Jolly Rogers, because if you ever use that firearm in a self-defense incident, that could be used, it will be used against you in court. So I'm very excited for the opportunity to possibly shoot one of those, although the price tag of $1,300 is a little bit high. Now, for those of you who like John Wick, Staccato has come out with a new gun, the Staccato C. It's coming in the summer, and it introduces this new, it looks like a 9mm at $2,600 each. It has ambidextrous safeties on it, and basically you can't go wrong with a Staccato. The Staccato has a 4 to 4.5 pound trigger. It's 26 ounces without the optic and magazine. The barrel is 4 inches, and it's a bull barrel. It is 1911. The frame is also aluminum, and the recoil system is toolless. It comes with 2 16-round magazines, which again means you cannot get it in Illinois unless that Pica thing gets overturned. The MSRP is not yet available. Now, this is an interesting one. We certainly can't get it in Illinois. It is a B&T, as in Boy and Tom, or Bruger and Tomet, Glock 19 Hush Puppy. Oh, what a cute name for a firearm. Well, it's a low-cut optic, includes an aim point ACRO, and a suppressor. There's a side locking switch. MSRP is not yet available. So there's some cool tactical guns made by B&T. A lot of, I believe, Secret Service uses them. And there's this Super Quiet Station 6, and most of their guns are proprietary, but this one isn't. It is a modified Glock 19. They milled out an ultra-low optic cut that's a direct fit for the aim point that I just mentioned, and the window sits flush with the top of the slide. So the pistol comes with the optic installed and as a package with an ultra-short 9mm suppressor, which means you can use it at the library, because the suppressor, the common word is silencer. All right, that was a silly joke, but you can't get it. You do get it with that size. So how big is it? Well, the whole length is about the size of a Glock 34, and according to this article I'm reading on Outdoor Life, it could be reasonably concealed carried. I don't think so. I think it's just too bulky. All right, what's the best millimeter? The best millimeter is 10mm, and Sig Sauer has made a P320X10 comp, which is a 10mm. It has a 15-round magazine, which means, yeah, you can get it in Illinois. Has a Delta Point Pro optic footprint, and the MSRP is $950. So we're getting in a little bit more reasonable price ranges. So the original P320X10 was great, and this one is basically a compact version of the standard X10. Same optic readiness, same magazine, same grip size, ergonomics, and operational characteristics. But the barrel is shorter. The barrel is just 3.8 inches long, which allows room for a compensator, but you can't get it in Illinois, to be built into the slide. Unlike many comp version pistols, which simply have like holes drilled in the slide, this compensator is very effective with the high pressure 10 millimeter loads with lighter bullets. So if you're a fan of the 320 platform, not a bad thing to look at. Next, Springfield Armory has come out with a 1911 TRP in 45 ACP in Coyote Brown. It's got a 5-inch stainless steel barrel, VZ Hydra grips, got a magwell, and the coating is Coyote Brown. Again, high end, about $2,000. So we all know Springfield is a strong player when it comes to handguns at the SHOT Show, and this year there's 6 new models that they're adding to its TRP line, including a 5-inch barreled Coyote Brown model. It's not a big departure from other 1911s, but it has a really nice Coyote Brown Cerakote coating on a forged carbon steel slide and frame with black ambidextrous safety levers, trigger, grip safety, beaver tail, and hammer. It's not optic ready, but it does come with low profile iron sights, and the top of the slide is serrated to reduce glare. With that said, the MSRP, I believe I mentioned, is $2,000. Now, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. Nothing wrong with the firearm. However, when you get firearms that are not stainless steel, meaning the shiny brushed stainless steel, or they're not a dark color, some guns are blued, some are blackened, cleaning becomes an issue. It is very difficult to get carbon scoring off of a Cerakote finish without ruining the Cerakote finish. So that's just a caution for everyone. I know nothing about Oracle Arms, but Oracle Arms has come out with a 2311 Compact Pro, and we're going to go into what that is. So it's a hammer-fire design, uses SIG style magazines, optional ported barrel, modular magwell, enhanced trigger. The MSRP is not available yet. Oracle Arms was founded in 2023, so it's a very new company, and it turned heads with this radical new pistol, the 2311. So basically, it's a hammer-fired pistol that has some 1911 features and controls, but is more in the shape of a modern striker-fired pistol. It uses Sig Sauer double-stack magazines instead of the more expensive 2011 magazines, which is a positive, and the Compact Pro model is new for 2024. It upgrades optional muzzle porting, a modular magwell that can be configured to accept a 15 or 17 round magazine, and includes a flat shoe trigger that looks really cool, breaks at 3.5 to 4 pounds. Next, we have Military Armament Corporation Mac 9 DS. Now, Mac 9, it's not one of those 1980s machine gun pistols. It's a 2011 style frame and grip module. It's all black Cerakoted. The barrel is 4.25 inches. It's optic ready with an RMR footprint. MSRP is $1,100. So it's kind of funny. This article I'm looking at calls it a budget priced 2011 style pistol, but $1,100 to me is not budget priced. So this is imported by SDS Imports, and it's nice grip texture on a polymer grip module. It ships with one mag, but it ships with an OEM Checkmate mag, but it's compatible with standard 2011 style magazines, and the grip is capped with an aluminum magwell. The flat trigger shoe is skeletonized, the hammer is skeletonized, and there's ambidextrous safety. So the same safety features on the Staccato P. There's front and rear cocking serrations. I always say don't use the front cocking serrations, just because I know a professional who used it once, and he can now count to 8 because the firearm discharged, his finger was on the trigger, and he blew off two of his fingers. They had to go pick up, drive himself to, he might have gotten an ambulance, go to the hospital and get them reattached. And they're reattached. So now he no longer gets 20% off of manicures. Okay, that's my sarcastic sense of humor. So the person who reviewed this said it's a nice shooting rig. All right, Glock 29 Gen 5, The best millimeter is 10 millimeter. So it's a compact Glock 29 frame. There's no finger grooves. Again, there's front cocking serrations, which we just talked about. And there's ambidextrous slide stop levers. Now, like all Gen 5 Glocks, even Gen 4 Glocks, you can reverse the magazine catch to the left side of the gun for left-handed shooter. Glocks are Glocks. It's not that different from their other tenured 10 millimeter pistol. It's key upgrades that are now standard in the full-size G20, and the frame is still ultra short, which means recoil is going to be difficult. But the front strap is flat and easier to grip. So other key features that make it user-friendly are ambidextrous side stop levers, and it is not initially offered with an optic cut, but it does include the ball in a bucket Glock standard sights. Next, we've got a Taurus TH10 10 millimeter. Some people love Taurus, some people don't love Taurus. It's a traditional single double action, 15 round mags, hammer fired with a manual safety and decocker. MSRP is $531. Wow, prices must be going up because this is also a budget pistol. So Taurus previously lacked a 10 millimeter offering until now. It's designed to be budget friendly for self-defense or back county carry. And it basically is similar to Taurus's 9mm Beretta-like pistols, like the 917C, but it's a hammer-fired semi-auto that operates in double single action mode, and the safety is also a decocker. First shot is double action, subsequent shots are the lighter single action trigger pull. The barrel is stainless steel, the slide is alloy steel, and the frame is polymer. It is one of the most affordable 10 millimeters on the market right now. This is another one. This is a budget gun, but I've actually seen this be carried by professionals who carry firearms, not just a concealed carry person like you and me, but people who carry firearms for a living. And it's not that bad. I kind of turned my nose up at it at the beginning, at least at the 1.0 version, but Smith & Wesson now has an SD9 2.0. Used to be called the SD9VE. It was basically a copy of a Glock, and what happened was Smith & Wesson copied it. They were sued by Glock. They had to change the name. They had to change the pricing on it. But it's a compact striker-fired gun with a 16-round capacity, which means we can't get it in Illinois. Can you tell I'm annoyed by that? I'm annoyed. You know how to spell Illinois? It's ILL-ANNOY, because I'm always annoyed at Illinois. And I think that's appropriate based on all the firearm restrictions that have gone into place. It's got a 4-inch stainless barrel, 2-slot accessory rail, and the MSRP is $350. This is an updated version of the SD9, which is very, very popular. It came out in December 2003. It's your basic, straightforward polymer frame pistol with good ergonomics, 3-dot iron sights, 2-tone finish. The trigger shoe is flat, and there's more aggressive slide serrations, making it easier to rack. The small magazine release is protected by a raised portion of the grip, flush-fitting mags, and a 2-slot accessory rail, and it's about $350. It's the most affordable quality handguns from the SHOT Show 2024. Hammerly came out with a Forge H1 in 22 long rifle. This looks like a 1911 with a fixed barrel. It's semi-auto single stack, threaded, which means we can't get it here, for a muzzle adapter and suppressor, and it's got a full-size 1911 profile in operation. So under ownership of Walther, Hammerly Arms released its version of the 1911/22, which is called the Forge H1. It's manufactured by Umarex, and the pistol is similar to the same models that are made for Colt. It's a full-size pistol with a real weight of 1911, and because of that, the recoil impulse is essentially non-existent. TSOS also has a firearm that's come out called the Night Stalker SFDS9. I really don't know how they name these. I mean, I know how Glock names them. It's the 19th design. It's the 21st design, and that's what it is. But this firearm is another 2011 style budget gun. It's got a threaded muzzle, which means you can't get it in Illinois. Optic ready and compatible with most 2011 magazines. MSRP is $960. This is made in Turkey. It's sub $1,000, and it borrows a lot of features from the 2011, including things like a short frame and polymer grip module that includes a trigger guard, ambidextrous safety, tall sights, and is cut for an RMSC footprint optic. The muzzle comes threaded for a suppressor, and the frame and slide are finished with a gray Cerakote type coating. So its basic features are like the staccato P, and it may not perform the same as a staccato. So don't get this one and think you're getting a John Wick staccato, because you're not. It's a budget gun, meaning there are possible issues with it, meaning reliability, that type of thing. I don't know that. I'm just speaking in generalities. All right, Sig Sauer, we're back to Sig. Hey, they have a P322 compensated 22 long rifle. Now, because it's compensated, we can't get it, but let's talk about it. It comes with a Romeo Zero Elite red dot and 20 and 25 double stack magazines. It includes flat and curved trigger shoes, and it's $650. So the P322, which is their 22 version, is basically a race gun. And this is a little bit more for competition. It's got a black polymer grip module and clear anodized aluminum slide, and it's a ton of other features. Comes with a muzzle compensator installed, and 22 pistols don't recoil much, but the compensator is sure to flatten out whatever muzzle flip there is, especially from hypervelocity ammunition. It comes with a fiber optic front sight and a Romeo Zero Elite red dot on the rear, which has a built-in iron sight for co-witnessing. The optic footprint is for RMSC, and the gun comes with 120 rounder and 125 rounder, again making it illegal. It also has a small gas pedal style thumb rest, just to give it kind of the race gun look. Now, there's a ton of other firearms that have been shown off and equipment that have been shown off at the SHOT Show, and we're going to dive into that as well, keeping in mind a lot of these are not available in Illinois. We're going to take a little break, and we will come back to describing all of the things at the SHOT Show. I want my listeners to know that this is my dream, teaching people about safety. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for my listeners, I couldn't live my dream. So on behalf of my family and myself, I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to live my dream. And I also want to continue to live my dream, and I'm excited to continue to spread the word of safety. Recently, I began a new service as a conference keynote speaker. So if anyone would like for me to speak at future events, or if anyone knows of an introduction or would like to discuss how we can work with one another, I'd love to do just that. The keynote speaking website is www.stress2logic.com. That is STRESS2logic.com. If you're aware of any conference speaking engagements where you'd like to have me speak, I'd love an introduction. You can always share my electronic business card, which is Marcus Melnick, MarcusMelnick.com. Now, back to the show. As stated at the beginning of the show, the SHOT Show is sponsored by the NSSF, which is the National Shooting Sports Foundation. It's the Firearm Industry Trade Association, and their website is N as in Nancy, S as in Sam, S as in Sam, F as in Frank.org. Their big deal is the SHOT Show every year, but they have other missions. For example, they want safer communities. There's Project Child Safe, which keeps firearms out of the hands of children. Safety and conservation. There's a ton of literature. They have safety videos. They also have wildfire prevention and suicide prevention safety education. They have a list of ranges of where to shoot, types of targets. They list all sorts of information about handgun, rifle, shotgun, and other shooting sports, tons of organizations, and they have youth and college programs. They also have a division that talks about hunting, how to get started, where to hunt, let's go hunting, targets, finding an outfitter, and again, conservation. And their research section talks about industry reference guides, customized market reports, intelligent reports, consumer studies, wildlife restoration programs, hunting license data. And then in government, they do have a legislative action center with fact sheets and federal bill trackers, state bill trackers, economic impact data. There's a marketplace on the NSSF where you can look for things like, let's see what they have. The wholesale distributors, they've got monopods, Howa. These are the members. Smith & Wesson, M&P, 15 Sport. These are just some of the things that are on their merch page, so to speak. You can advertise there. The marketplace is absolutely for everyone. And the other thing that they have is they have a section for jobs in the firearm industry. And I thought that was pretty cool because I know a lot of people, they want to get into the firearms industry. They don't really realize how little it pays. But at the same time, there is a page that talks about jobs. And I'm going to navigate to it right now and talk about it. So this is called the Career Center or Jobs. And just to give you an idea, there's 9 employers hiring and there's 12 job listings. So let me just give you kind of what's available out there. And if you're interested, you can go to nssf.org/jobs. Regulatory specialist for Century Arms in Georgia and Vermont is one thing. You've got a law enforcement channel manager for Humarex USA in Fort Smith, Kansas. A design and manufacturing engineer for Agency Arms in Idaho. Delta Defense, which is their USCCA, they're always looking for remote employees to answer phones, answer questions, that type of thing. Legacy Sports International in Reno is looking for a chief operations officer. Surefire has a couple of openings. They want a weapons manufacturing assembly process engineer and a weapons quality inspection engineer or inspector. Canic in Fort Lauderdale is looking for an ops manager. With that said, stay tuned. We're going to come back after a little break, and we're going to talk about the other items that are new at the 2024 SHOT Show. Thank you. The views expressed are not those of local community broadcasting, WYML LP, or its management, volunteers, or underwriters.